Kim Kardashian's life has played out in the spotlight, every moment scrutinized by millions. From her earliest days in reality television to her rise as a global icon, Kim has been no stranger to public attention. Her every move, relationship, and decision has been dissected by fans and critics alike, making her one of the most recognizable faces in the world. But her marriage to Kanye West was a chapter that captivated the world in a way few celebrity unions ever have. Their relationship was a whirlwind of glamour, creativity, and controversy, drawing headlines and fascination from every corner of the globe. Their union, once a modern fairy tale, hid a more complicated reality, one Kim is now ready to share with honesty. Behind the dazzling red carpets and picture-perfect moments, there were struggles and heartbreak that the public never saw. In a candid 2024 interview, Kim described the final years of her marriage as toxic, offering a rare look into her struggles. She spoke openly about the emotional toll it took on her, revealing the pain and confusion she endured while trying to hold her family together. Her words shift the story from tabloid drama to a deeply personal journey of love, loss, and the courage to walk away. Kim's vulnerability in sharing her truth has inspired countless others facing similar challenges, reminding us that even those who seem to have it all are not immune to hardship. Now Kim stands on her own, redefining her happiness and sharing the lessons she's learned. She's focused on building a new life for herself and her children, embracing independence and self-worth with renewed strength. Her story is about resilience, self-preservation, and the hope that comes with starting over. Kim's journey is a testament to the power of self-discovery and the importance of prioritizing one's own well-being, even when the world is watching. This is how Kim Kardashian saved herself and her family. By choosing honesty, healing, and a new beginning, she's shown that true strength lies in facing the truth and daring to create a brighter future. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's story began long before the world saw them as a couple. Their journey started as a genuine friendship, built on mutual respect and admiration for each other's talents and ambitions. In the early days, they supported one another through career highs and lows, sharing dreams and aspirations that would eventually intertwine their lives in ways neither could have predicted. As their bond deepened, it blossomed into one of the most talked-about relationships of the century. The media couldn't get enough of them, and every public appearance sparked headlines and speculation. Together, they became a cultural phenomenon, redefining what it meant to be a power couple in the age of social media and reality TV. Their lavish 2014 wedding in Florence, Italy, was more than just a celebration. It marked the beginning of a new dynasty in pop culture. Surrounded by friends, family, and celebrities, Kim and Kanye pledged their lives to each other in a ceremony that captivated the world. Over the years, they welcomed 4 beautiful children into their lives: North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. Each child brought new joy and meaning, and the Kardashian West family quickly became one of the most recognizable in the world. Their home was often filled with laughter, creativity, and the chaos of raising a young family in the spotlight. Much of their family life played out on television and social media, giving fans a glimpse into their seemingly perfect world. But behind the scenes, not everything was as flawless as it appeared. Kanye's public struggles, including his battles with mental health and a series of unpredictable moments, put immense strain on their relationship. Kim, ever loyal, stood by his side through the storms, offering support and understanding even when the world was watching and judging. Yet, the pressure behind closed doors continued to mount. The demands of fame, family, and personal challenges became overwhelming, and cracks began to show in their once unbreakable bond. In 2021, after nearly a decade together, Kim made the difficult decision to file for divorce. It was the end of an era, a partnership that had shaped both their lives and left a lasting mark on pop culture. For Kim, the end of her marriage wasn't a failure. but a turning point. She's spoken openly about how the experience helped her grow, teaching her about resilience, self-worth, and the importance of prioritizing her own happiness. Most importantly, it gave her 4 incredible children who remain the center of her world. Kim cherishes the family they built together, finding joy in everyday moments with her kids. Through it all, Kim discovered a new sense of strength and independence. She's emerged more determined than ever, focused on her family, her career, and her own well-being. The chapter with Kanye had to close, but it's one she looks back on with gratitude for the lessons it brought. Today, Kim values that chapter for the love, growth, and memories it gave her, carrying those lessons forward as she writes the next part of her story. On the podcast, Kim didn't hesitate to call her marriage's final years toxic. The toxicity wasn't about one event, but a build-up of instability and unhealthy dynamics. Supporting a partner resistant to help left Kim feeling helpless and emotionally drained. The relationship, once loving, became a source of anxiety and distress. Realizing she couldn't be a good mother or person in that environment, Kim knew she had to make a change. Her honesty gives a name to the silent struggle many face, and validates the choice to leave when a relationship becomes harmful. Kim shared a striking example of Kanye's instability, his impulsive decision to give away their luxury cars. This wasn't just a one-time event, it was a pattern that had been developing over time. The luxury cars, symbols of their wealth and success, were suddenly being handed out like party favors. It was a move that left everyone around them bewildered and concerned. What seemed like generosity was actually a sign of deeper turmoil, creating chaos at home. The cars were more than just vehicles, they were part of the family's identity and lifestyle. Their sudden disappearance disrupted the household's sense of stability and normalcy. It was as if the ground beneath their feet was shifting, making it hard to find solid footing. These unpredictable acts made daily life unstable, especially for their children. The kids, who were used to a certain level of comfort and routine, found themselves in a world that was increasingly unpredictable. They watched from the windows, their young minds trying to make sense of the chaos unfolding around them. The sense of security they once had was eroding, replaced by a constant state of uncertainty. Kim was left to manage the fallout, trying to maintain normalcy amid the chaos. She found herself in the difficult position of being both a mother and a crisis manager. Balancing the emotional needs of her children with the practical aspects of running a household became an overwhelming task. Every day was a new challenge, a new hurdle to overcome. The story of the Lamborghinis became a metaphor for their marriage, glamorous on the outside, troubled within. The cars, once symbols of their success and happiness, now stood as silent witnesses to the turmoil that had taken over their lives. They were polished and pristine, yet surrounded by an environment that was anything but. Publicly, these acts looked eccentric. Privately, they were cries for help. The world saw Kanye's actions as the quirks of a celebrity, but those close to him knew better. They understood that these grand gestures were not just for show, they were manifestations of deeper issues that needed to be addressed. The whispers and stares from the public only added to the pressure. Kim's perspective reveals the painful reality behind the headlines. While the media focused on the sensational aspects of their lives, Kim was dealing with the emotional and psychological toll of their situation. Her somber expressions in public were just the tip of the iceberg, hiding a depth of pain and struggle that few could truly understand. Even the grandest gestures can signal a relationship in crisis. What might appear as acts of generosity or eccentricity can often be desperate attempts to cope with underlying issues. In the end, it's a reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and that true stability comes from within. Kim's reflections highlight the invisible burden of supporting a partner through mental health struggles. She tried to help Kanye, but her efforts were often met with resistance, creating a cycle of hope and heartbreak. The emotional toll left her feeling isolated and exhausted. Kim's experience shows that love alone can't save someone unwilling to seek help. Her decision to leave wasn't from lack of love, but from the realization that change must come from both sides. Sometimes, the hardest choice is accepting you can't fix someone else. Kim's breaking point came when she realized her mental health was suffering, and so was her ability to parent. She knew she couldn't be the mother her children needed if she stayed in a toxic environment. Leaving wasn't selfish, it was an act of love for her kids. By saving herself, Kim created a healthier home for North, St., Chicago, and Psalm. She modeled the importance of boundaries and self-care. Her decision was about breaking the cycle of instability. Sometimes the bravest thing a parent can do is choose a better path for their family. Ending a marriage is never easy, especially with 4 children. Kim struggled with guilt and the dream of a united family, but knew her kids' well-being came first. She realized that staying in a tense, unhappy home would be more damaging than creating 2 peaceful ones. Her children needed happy, healthy parents, even if they lived apart. Kim's choice was guided by love and a desire to give her kids the best possible childhood. Parenthood was both her anchor and her compass. In the end, her children were the reason she held on, and the reason she let go. Since her divorce, Kim's approach to relationships has changed. She no longer tolerates toxic behavior, valuing peace and stability over drama. Her brief romance with Pete Davidson brought laughter and normalcy, but now she's focused on mutual respect and emotional health. The excitement of chaos is now a red flag, not a draw. Kim's priorities are clear. Her own well-being and her family's stability come first. She's not closed off to love, but she's more intentional and protective of her energy. Her journey shows it's possible to redefine love after heartbreak. Kim's story is more than a celebrity memoir. It's a guide for healing after a difficult relationship. She believes in forgiveness, not to excuse the past, but to free herself from it. Setting boundaries was her ultimate act of self-care, showing that prioritizing your well-being is essential, not selfish. Her experience teaches that sometimes saving yourself is the best way to save your family. Kim's resilience proves you can emerge from hardship with wisdom and hope. Her advice: forgive, set boundaries, and never be afraid to move forward. Even after the hardest storms, a new day and a brighter future awaits.